How do you manage difficult employees in the workplace? I'm talking about bad behaviors. How do you actually point out those bad behaviors without causing any animosity? Well, that's exactly what I want to share with you in this video. Have you ever worked with a co-worker who is so difficult with a bad attitude or even a nasty attitude? And you wonder, how did this person actually get through the cracks and land the job? Who is doing the interviewing? Is this person qualified? Does this person know how to ask the prospective employee the right questions to get the person to come from behind the mask and actually reveal who she is or who he is? Even though you didn't hire the person, even though you have nothing to do with it, but as a manager, as a supervisor, as a leader, or even as a coworker, you are the one who is going to put up with the behavior of that person. Let's see actually how you can go to that person, have a conversation, and let him or her know, hey, your attitude is nasty. You have a very bad behavior. You need to do something about it. But without actually offending the person, without actually causing any hard feelings, without causing any animosity. So let's get to it right now. Use the strategy I call PSP. I want to break down exactly what I mean by PSP. Let's start with number one. P is for praise. What I mean by that is you must be an elevator at the start of the meeting. What you do is you praise the person for something specific that they have done that was noteworthy, that was actually a good thing. I actually created a video about that, and I'm going to put it on the screen at the end of this video so you can watch it. It's about how a leader can motivate or inspire anyone. Actually, you don't even have to be a leader. Anyone can use those strategies to inspire and motivate other people. So make sure to wait for the end of this video to watch it. You need to praise the person right at the beginning of the conversation. You want to bring the person up. You want to give the person a shot of dopamine. Dopamine is actually the chemical that the brain releases when we are happy, when we are excited. So bring the person up. The way to do so is to find a specific time. The more specific you are, the better. When the person actually did something right, something noteworthy, and share it and say, hey, you know, I remember on such and such date what you did for us. That really means a lot to me, and it means a lot to the team. You keep praising the person to show your appreciation and gratitude, just to show that you are actually happy that they are on the team. Number two is the S in the PSP. That means share. Oh yes, you are now ready to share the real reason why you are having the meeting with this person. Remember, you praise the person first. The person is way up there. Now you can share about the bad behavior or attitude. There is one key phrase you must always use before you share about the behavior or the attitude. That's going to really help the person to be in a better position to receive the negative feedback that you are about to share. The phrase is, you can do better. Let me use it in a sentence so that you know what I mean. You say something like this: the reason we are having this meeting today is to talk about an area where I think you can do better. Why do you say you can do better? That implies that the person is not actually bad. You are good already. We can do better. Let me caution you. Never, never, never make the person the behavior. Because whenever somebody is behaving a certain way, they are not the behavior. They are simply exhibiting their social conditioning. There is no such thing as a bad person. There's only bad programming or bad conditioning. The question is, how do you make sure the person does not feel he or she is the behavior? What do you do? Well, it's actually very simple. At the time you are going to mention the behavior, the negative, you never point at the person. You always point away. That's your way of separating the person from the behavior. As an example, whenever I'm on a stage speaking, if I'm sharing something negative, I'm talking about, let's say, the losers. I'm talking about the naysayers, the discouragers. I am pointing away because they are not in the room. I don't want to signal to the audience members that they are the gossipers I'm talking about. They are the losers I'm talking about. No, I don't want to do that. You praise the person and you believe there's an area where the person can do better. Remember, you can do better, which means you are good, but you can always improve. Then you say something, however, Susie, I notice lately you've been slacking a little. Do you see? I'm pointing away when I say slacking. If the person is coming late, you say, however, lately you've been coming late pretty much every day. And that is outside, that is away, because that's not the person. You get it? Number 3 is P, which is PSP. That's the second P. Can you guess what it is? It's actually praise. You praise that person before you close the conversation. In fact, you never, ever leave a conversation without bringing the person up, whether it is a friend, it is a child, it is a parent, it is a co-worker. It really doesn't matter. You never end a conversation leaving the person in the basement on a negative note. You must leave them on a high note. When I'm speaking on a stage, let's say I'm sharing a sad story, a story that is kind of depressing. I don't want to move to the next point without having a buffer, some kind of laughter right at the end of the story to bring the audience up. Because if I leave them down, it's going to be very hard for me to bring them up. And it's going to be very hard for them to receive what I'm sharing with them or to stay with me. Let the person know one last time how much you appreciate him or her on the team. You say, hey, I just want you to know that you are very valuable, that I really appreciate you on the team. And I remember you did this, you did that, or whatever it is that you keep praising that person. You don't need to be a manager, a supervisor, or a leader to use this strategy. You use this strategy in conversation with coworkers, in conversation with friends, in conversation with your kids. You use the praise, share, and praise. Always leave them on a high note. By the way, if you enjoyed this video and you like the content, please give it a thumb up, share it with your coworkers, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that when I put a new video up, you'll be the first one to get a notification that the video is ready. Take care. Have a good one.